Alright y'all, welcome back to the video. Currently hopping in the red truck right now. You guys saw from the title and thumbnail what we're doing today. I wanted an update on the old piece of shit. I hate to talk down on the damn thing because it has been a big part of my life and for the channel, but it is just not liking me right now. I don't even know where we're at with the updates, but I know we have some new people who are watching this who don't even know I have this Tahoe or anything about it, so we're gonna go through the whole list of what's been done, where we're at, and actually how the Tahoe's been. So let's go see the Tahoe. Alright, where to start? I'm gonna try to back out the front so you guys can see it. Like I said, some people don't even know I have this truck. A lot of people, you're familiar with it, so I'm just gonna go over the whole basics pretty much in this video today. For right now, we're gonna start her up. I'm gonna talk to you guys about what it's probably gonna do. If it wants to run right, it'll be good. Tell you guys how much power and how loud this truck is. I'll take it up the street so you guys can see, and then we'll grab the camera and pretty much head to a spot that I used to film a lot of stuff at for my thumbnails and stuff, and we'll walk around and do a full demonstration and view the whole entire truck, show you guys where I'm at with it, what's gotten done, and some of the issues I'm having with it right now. Some of the positives. This is a whole video on how the Tahoe's doing, how the motor's doing, and how we're gonna proceed forward to get what we gotta get fixed. So with that being said, this is honestly what's gonna happen when I start this truck. Normally when it sits for like 2 to 3 weeks, I'll start the truck up and it does this random rev to 4,000 RPM, and it will hold there and it will not shut off. Only way for the truck to stop is for me to turn the key off, which is not healthy for the motor, or I have to slam it and drive, and it does this massive jerk before it catches. And I'm gonna go through of what I think is wrong with it, but there's also a couple things that I don't believe is the issue, and that's what people are telling me. So especially the shop that tuned it, which I'm not gonna get into that. Where the truck's gonna start, it's not really gonna have too good of a sounding cold start. I think there's something like wrong with it. It might just be how a cam motor has a cold start, but I'm used to it revving up to 2,000 RPMs and then slowly going back down and holding at its 1,000. So this one's kind of all over and jumpy. It wants to have a cold start, it doesn't. Everything's delayed. If she does start and it does idle, it normally tries to shut off. We'll go through the whole thing once we get it to where we can actually sit down and talk about the truck. But let's go ahead and see if she starts up, let you guys hear it. I'll take it up the road and then we'll head to the spot. Alright, so we made it to our spot. I'm gonna give you guys a quick little rundown if you don't know about this truck. This is my 2002 Chevy Tahoe. This truck was an absolute piece of shit when I bought it, kind of still is, but we've come a long ways with it. It was literally 8 different shades of red. It had an all black hood. Someone already did the cat eye swap on the hood and the grill and stuff. It was in my price range at the time. It was like 1,800 bucks. The truck did run, but it had a terrible misfire, blah, blah, blah. Put like 3 grand into the truck trying to get it fixed. Wound up being O2 sensors. This is when I didn't know too much about 5.3s and the motors that I've been trying to work on. I've learned a lot and I've come a long ways. I really need the truck guys or the car guys to really understand like what I'm saying, to try to keep up with me, because y'all might know the answer to my situation, but it's been through a lot of different places and it's not looking good. So I wound up doing a full bedliner wrap on the truck. You guys can see we wound up putting a lift on it, replaced literally everything in the front end, anything that was old in this truck. I spent like 7 grand to do. Got 22x14s. They're pretty much 37, 38 inch tires. It kind of measures in the middle, so they're pretty much 38. Super wide. Custom headlights, interior. I mean, we've done a lot of stuff with it. But then your boy tried to do some entertaining content for y'all, and we were like, hey, let's go take it off-road and do an off-road video. And then I wound up finding some mud and this happened. Jeez, dude. Uh-oh. Oh, no. So the motor blew up and I was forced to go, you know what, let's go ahead and try to drop something really cool. And I've always wanted a cam truck. It kind of messed up the plans. The red truck was supposed to get the fast motor and make that the fast truck, and this was supposed to be the hunting, fishing rig, kind of driving around Roseville type of deal. I made my phone calls, got in touch with Summit Racing, met a cool guy named Duke. He talked me through about what I should do for this truck, and we wound up ordering a 450 horsepower LS crate motor with like a stage 3 cam. Fully built, is bad to the bone, 243. I went ahead and said, you know what, let's just go ahead and replace everything inside, pretty much the engine bay, and get this where it needs to be. You guys can only imagine how much more money that costs. We'll jump underneath the hood here in a second so you guys can see what we're rocking with. All color match coolant lines, hoses, cool packs, wires, spark plugs, I mean everything. Sensors. These sensors on this motor were like $100 something. If it was old, I've replaced all of them. Only thing I really didn't mess with was the throttle body. So you guys saw the videos, we wound up dropping this motor in. I had some issues trying to start it at first, but we missed a couple of grounds, got the truck running. No check engine light. Issue was when I put it in drive or reverse, it would throw a check engine light. It's going to be expected with the cam motor. My system's not understanding with the fuel injectors, so you gotta go get a PCM thing. Look at the Mayhem. I'm not gonna tell the whole story. Back and forth. They tuned it, thought it was good. It wasn't. Brought it back. Truck was kind of doing the same things it's doing right now. Had another appointment. They did some fine tuning to it, and pretty much where we're left with is that everyone's kind of telling me I need another torque converter, which is 100% true. Sometimes when I start my truck and I put it in drive, I think it's called cam surge or something, it's kind of jumpy. It wants to really jump into gear every time the cam slaps, the truck's jerking forward. Stuff like that, I understand that is torque converter, but I'm having issues sometimes, like I said, guys, when I turn my key and I start my truck, it will rev, and we will get it on video one of these days, but I've also noticed it's like, if I drive the truck for a little bit, it normally doesn't do it, but when it's on a cold start or it's been sitting for a while, it'll do it 3-4 times before I have to throw it in gear for it to try to go back down. Random 4,000 RPM high idle, I do not think that is torque converter, because all I'm doing is turning my key, my truck is in park, I'm not even engaging, trying to drive it. So that's one of the questions I have, to where we're kind of stuck with the Tahoe. And then for some reason, like when I was showing you guys the way it was idling at the house, how it was wanting to cut off, when that happens, okay, the truck will either die at a stop or it'll die when I'm making a turn. The truck will shut off and die. I'll turn my key back over. The truck will somehow magically fix itself and it'll stay at 1,000 RPMs. And then literally, when I take my foot off the brake, the truck will like pull me. And from that point, I'm just kind of relying on my brake and whatnot. But the truck's pulling me, and it actually keeps the truck on a high idle, and it stays healthy and it doesn't want to die. If I ever start my truck and it is under like 700 RPMs, the truck's gonna die. That's when it's not gonna, for some reason it just doesn't want to run right. But if it's sitting at 1,000, that truck will never cut off. I will put it in park. I could be sitting at a stoplight. It will sit there and slap its cam and it will just be good to go. For some reason, the truck's choosing to like run the right way, and then for some reasons it's like I said, it's doing that low idle stuff and the truck wants to cut off. So I don't really know where we're at with it. When I'm driving the truck, we'll take it for a drive today. When I'm driving the truck, y'all, tons of power. It runs perfectly fine. The only time I have issues, like I said, is when it's running that kind of weird way. When I come to a stop, it's wanting to shut off. Now, the reason why I would like to try to find out if it's, because I mean, guys, if the truck's gonna do that cam slurge stuff, that doesn't really bother me right now. It is what it is. I know the torque converter can benefit the motor right now, and if it is the main issue, and if we're doing all this weird shit, we will get something figured out. But the thing is, I just had this motor and transmission taken apart to put the new motor in. And should I have dropped the torque converter in? Yes, but I didn't know. So we're just kind of at where we're at with that now. Just went through the whole process with the red truck, had to pay somebody 2 times to drop that transmission. It's a pain in the ass job. So to drop the transmission, to put a brand new torque converter in it, like a 2800 or 3000 stall, might as well just go ahead and replace the transmission too. This transmission gives me absolutely no issues. It's got to be a reman. There's no way it's got 240,000 miles on it, well 235, and this shit is perfect as it does. I'm risking blowing up that transmission, so you might as well, I need to order a brand new transmission that can be rated for this horsepower, and just go ahead and get my stall at the same time, so it's a one-time thing for the job. If I go ahead and piece that together now, it's just going to be very, very expensive, and to order both of them right now, it's going to be over like $6,000. I was just kind of hoping that I was going to be able to drive this transmission for like six months, and if it blew up, we'd go to that task, but it's honestly, it's a pain in the ass driving this truck around, guys. It's embarrassing when it shuts off. It's the high idle shit. It sounds like it's gonna blow up. It ain't right. Sometimes I think it's computer issues, because the computer will be acting up, and then it reads itself right and it corrects it, but it takes 4 times to do it. It shouldn't be doing that. It's been tuned by an LS specialist 3 times now. I mean, they were just trying to get me out the shop. I think they didn't know what was really going on. And then if it is torque converter, then they told me right 100%, but there is some things that I do not believe it's torque converter. Something's going on with this effort. See where I'm at. Let me go and show you guys the motor, and I'm gonna give you an update on it. The damn step stool to see, but that is what we're rocking with underneath the hood. A lot of color matching for this motor. I mean, guys, everything in here is brand new. Up the alternator and stuff, but like everything else this motor is brand new, and it has legit probably less than 300 miles on it. Spent a lot of time on this motor to really do it the proper way. Everyone who is asking about an update on the motor, the motor is freaking great. I lucked out by getting the 243 heads. I had to pull some strings for me to make sure that I got that. They're the best heads made for an LS. The motor is absolutely all there, and it runs, guys, it runs really, really good when it's not having these issues. So if you're looking for a motor that you want to drop into any of your builds, Summit Racing, I think they had, it was a 395 horsepower, or you got the 450 one. So that's what I have. It's a great motor. Packaging was great. It's just lack of what I'm dealing with right now that it's kind of giving me those issues. But let's go ahead and start her back up. I want you guys to see it's probably going to run like perfectly fine right now. And I started it up when I was in the neighborhood. It went to that 1,000 RPMs, was pulling me perfectly fine, and she ran perfect. So let's go ahead and see what she's got now. The motor is literally as quiet as it can be. That sounds like a proper idle in my opinion. We're all good. Should I have to start my truck 18 times to get it to that point? No, that's why I think there's something really going on with it. But let's go ahead and take it for a drive. You guys can hear the truck. I don't know if we'll have the windows down. The wind might be kind of bad, but I rigged up a little mount for this camera to be in there so you guys will get some good quality stuff. No matter how much of a piece of shit it is, it's still one of a kind for me, and you don't see many trucks like this going down the road. So, all right, let's throw the tripod in and let's go get to a ride. A little closer now, but I wasn't liking where that lens was looking, so I switched them out. But all right, we're on the move. We're in the Tahoe. So I just had it sitting in park with you guys. This wind might be a little crazy. I might have to roll the windows. I'll leave it down a little bit so y'all can hear, but it sounds good. There's a rock. I mean, the truck's got so much power. I mean, it's unbelievable. An hour at 1100 RPMs, cruising 45 miles an hour. We're gonna jump on the bypass. Go ahead and open her up a little bit. Don't drive the truck a lot because, like I said, it's a piece of shit sometimes, and it's frustrating trying to drive it when the thing don't even want to idle. But I know once I get the truck going, I took it out to Zeppelin the other day. I went and shot for a little bit. I mean, I can take it places. That's why I also feel like something isn't right with the fuel or whatever. Because I mean, I was at a full tank for a 20-minute drive. I was at a half when I got back. I mean, it guzzles gas. But you can expect that from a cam motor. I mean, it is what it is. Just know, if you want to have this sound and you love it, you're going to pay the price no matter what. That's why it's something I kind of understood when I did this, but not really, because I mean, this project is still costing me money, and we're not even freaking done yet. We're at a stop, chopping good. It's not pulling me right now, so it is at that 500 RPM mark, but it's idling good. It's not wanting to shut off yet. Jumping onto the bypass right now. When I come around this loop right here, I'm gonna go ahead, and I haven't really let her eat yet, so we are going to, well, on camera at least, we're gonna lean into her a little bit and see what she's got. Just so gradually, I'm just gonna get into her. It's got so much power. Holy shit. We're at 60 right now. For 38s, that ain't bad. This road's hot for cops, so we're gonna pipe down a little bit. I mean, with ease, guys, I mean, my other truck is like, it would not be wanting to keep up. Like, the motor it's alive. Right now, we're rolling 60 miles an hour, 2,000 RPMs. We're going up a hill right now. It'll shift down here in a second. God, dude. This truck is unbelievable. And that's how it's dropping down and going when I'm running 60 miles an hour. So when this motor is in a vehicle that's really made to go fast, that's not lifting or whatnot, I mean, guys, all the videos, you hit the gas, it breaks the tires loose. And sometimes, honestly, I almost feel like it tries to in this truck, but there's so much weight, I don't think it can do it. And last time I tried to get ballsy with my transmission and rear end, trying to make it do crazy shit, I blew the sumbitch up. I'm gonna ride through town right now too. Let's see how she does, not on highway. A lot more stops, a lot more slow putting. We're at a stoplight now, let you guys hear it. Got the downshifting. Alright, it should drop. There we go. I'm sitting at 700 right now, even if I put it in park. She sounds good. Sounds freaking amazing. I love it. It's just the thing, guys. Like I said, this is what I gotta deal with. It's running good right now, but sometimes it's just a pain in the butt. And by the way, in the beginning of this video, I showed you guys there was that old K20. It was a K10 or a K20 sitting on the side of the road over there. I've been calling about it. The guy wants a stupid amount of money for it. It's a clean truck, full drive, long bed. I mean, it is like all that. I've always wanted to do a build with those types of trucks. Old square body. There's shoes right there. Damn. I'm calling about you today again. He was at 14.5. I was like, where'd you get that number from? And he was like, I mean, when they're fully restored, them trucks can go 40 grand. But for the condition it's in, he's got no paperwork, nothing on the motor or the trans, but he says they're new. I said, dude, I can't believe that. Like, I'll give you like 6 grand for it. He's like, no, I'm sticking at 14.5. And then I sat there for a week, called him again. Now he's at 12.5. And then he's supposed to have a guy come look at it like 4 days ago. The truck's still sitting out there. So I feel like everyone's kind of agreeing with me with those prices. So I might be able to work around with them. I might have a new build for the channel. You guys to see this, I don't know if I said on my TikTok before, but I ran over paint in the road one day and it splattered white paint all down the side of my truck. I bought more bed liner, tried to do some touch-up work. This is the normal color, but you could tell the old paint's faded. It did not look good at all. It just didn't dry. Look at all the paint, guys. Oh, it's terrible. I got some Bondo cracking. If we can get this truck fixed the way it needs to be, I will do another whole series on getting the Tahoe back to where she needs to be. I want to redo all of the bed liner. I'm not changing the bed liner. It's my favorite thing on this truck. I'm not changing any of that, but we might do a different color, go back to all of our color match stuff. Maybe some different mirrors. I mean, the truck's pretty much all the way done, but I want to redo everything and do it right so we don't have to do it again 10 years from now. So I definitely learned a lot more doing the red truck, and that truck is set in stone for the next 30 years when I have it. Gotta redo the Tahoe. She needs some more love and care, but overall the truck still is badass. I love it so much. I really need y'all's help. If you have any ideas of what is going on, you got some ideas, DM me on Instagram, Linton Bass TV. We can talk back and forth. If you got something I could try, or you want some more questions, some more videos, I'm all ears. But the shop obviously wants nothing to do with me, and they're just telling me it's torque converter and it's blah blah blah, and it's like I said, it still might be. But you wanted the update on the Tahoe, there she is. That's what I got. She's still hanging in there. Yeah, we need to fix this on bitch. Appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, if you guys are enjoying the content with me being back home, leave, like I said, you always gotta leave the comments down below, let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, Linton Bass TV.